Well, we are back for some Bleach Soul Resonance, and we're going to be getting to a bit of day-old-ish news because I do want to talk about the recent revenue accounting for December as far as Bleach Soul Resonance goes, and compare it to games I play. So games I played like Dragon Ball Legends, or games I play like Dokkan Battle very regularly every single day, or games I play like Chaos Day or Nightmare for Run, right? Bleach Soul Resonance is now 1 month old, which is important when sort of going over the total, what should I say, the total vibe, I guess, of the actual like game and its future. 1 month in, and we could start to look at things like, you know, is a game a cash grab? Is it like a money dump, etc., etc.? The great thing about Bleach Soul Resonance is they just came off of making all of this money, and they seem to just be getting better, right? So let's actually switch over. We have an amazing month for Bleach Soul Resonance. They made 10.5 million, not including the web store revenue, which is a mystery to us. Sorry about that. To me, this solidifies BSR's placement in the gacha market for years to come. I'm excited to see what this game is planned. And we're not only going to look at this, but we could, you know, you just count that up, right? We're actually going to look at the overall, like, what are the trends? Where is gacha as far as, you know, December goes, right? We're on January 1st, 2026, right? So we have big hitters like Love and Deep Space, obviously. Nothing is really gonna like topple this game. It is a money printing dating game machine. We have you know, figures like Genshin Impact making buku bucks, right? Genshin Impact, obviously the most traditional, successful gacha game, I think, on the market as far as mobile games and what we expect for the genre. TCGs like Pokemon Pocket are obviously going to always occupy this slot because Pokemon is the most valuable IP in the world. We got Zenless Zone Zero, which is sort of an up-and-coming, you know, early riser and contender with things like Zenless Zone Zero, and in a lot of ways is a competitor to Bleach Soul Resonance because they do share similar gameplay functions. As we continue to go down here, we have the End of Fate Grand Order, who has, you know, over 10 years in the genre, and we can continue down to something like Naruto Mobile. Naruto Mobile is another game that's been running for a while, another game that a lot of people want to come to global, and a game that is making a buku bucks, so that is, you know, pretty cool. Again, another like Chinese server, which means that, like, you know, how are the fans of the thing feeling? And then we have our here is me and the gang right here, man. Bleach Soul Resonance has 10.5 million. Chaos Zero Nightmare has 11 million. Both of those are big and great news. Big and great news for me because I do play Chaos Zero Nightmare and I do play Bleach Soul Resonance. I think both these games have been excellent. I think these games have far and away surpassed my expectations as far as what is happening in the gacha space. But this is great news because Bleach Soul Resonance is up 2.2 million from where it was prior on the first month. That is pretty huge. When you compare it to other games, like Legends is coming out of its big celebration. It's coming out of Legends Fest, I believe. Not Anniversary, but Legends Fest. Which is a massive celebration for it. They just released a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This is the kind of windfall that Legends would want to expect. Though arguably, I guess you could say that it feels maybe a little low. You know? Maybe I could say that. You know, I don't want to be mean-spirited to Legends or anything. I mean that. I just mean that, like, maybe you could say that it's a little low considering this is a big-time celebration, but we take those. Other gacha that I've played before, even though I'm not into waifu shit, I do, like, Uma Musume definitely is a fun game. Like, the game itself is extremely deep. I know it sounds crazy, but it's extremely deep and extremely fun. I kind of got burnt out because the dailies just took so long. The dailies for this game literally took like an hour. So there is that. But yeah, this game, 21 million. When you compare that to Bleach Soul Resonance, which is not only a new IP, a new IP game, but isn't exactly like a waifu bait game, isn't exactly like, you know, like a dating sim sort of situation. Like, it's kind of crazy to see Bleach Soul Resonance, no big event, no big like, oh my god, this is like anniversary, this is like half anniversary, this is that. This game is doing really, really well. This game is doing really, really well. For comparison, Dokkan Battle is having its New Year's, and even though the trunks from the celebration prior had probably the best animations in the game, the trunks has, it just did not sell. You know what I mean? So from 12 million to 8 million drop for Dokkan Battle, which again, a game I play a lot of. I'll play it every single day. Yeah, like, look at the names. Look at the names that our GOAT is like coming up against, right? Like, Bleach Soul Resonance did better than Blue Archive. You know, Bleach Soul Resonance did better than like Brown Dust. It did better than One Piece Bounty Rush. Did better than Summoner's War. Did better than Azur Lane. Arc Knights. Like, these are big time names that Bleach Soul Resonance is bumping up against. And that is something I just want to continue to like hammer in, because that is meaningful. That means that if you are someone who's like, I just don't know if I really want to get into Bleach Soul Resonance, like, this is a game. This is real. You know what I mean? This is not like a flash in the pan, it seems like. So that is really cool. As for the final things, I didn't want to show my and I probably did this earlier, but I did want to show my Jade has jumped again. We're almost at 19,000. So in this celebration in total, I guess that does mean that I made like 9,000 Jade in total. We are super, super duper close to actually getting the next sweep of content. If you're on SEA or you know, the Chinese servers or what have you, you've probably already gotten this. As for rounding out this video with just some things, I have been working on my Yoruichi again. 39,162. Where does that place us on the Yoruichi leaderboards? We're at 63 now. I made a change to her by once again getting her ascended, but also I've now got her various passives up. So we've got 2 max passives, which is pretty cool. And we have got her ultimate, which is now hitting for almost 1,000 on hit, as well as increasing her attack by 20%. And we've got her counter, which is hitting for 1412. Not bad. Can we compare that to Aizen? Aizen is hitting for, oh, that's not his ultimate is hitting for pretty much like quite a bit less, and counter hitting for quite a bit less. So not bad. Can we compare that to Toshido? Yeah, what a big ult, right? However, the actual counter does not hit as hard. So that's pretty cool that Yoruichi sort of has her niche there. Remember that Yoruichi, like Toshido, can proc her counter free of any actual counter, so that's a big thing for her. But yeah, I just wanted to show that, like, making steady process, waiting on the new content. Bleach Soul Resonance forever, man. It's looking great. As far as what I'm farming, if you're interested in like what are you spending your stamina on, you can see that I have actually been spending quite a bit of my nourishers. We're at 3 right now. We're just about to ding 66 levels. I'm farming for one more Yoruichi piece to round out her equipment. So if we go here, you can see that it's not the best, right? Attack percent here, ailment damage is a miss, flat attack is a miss. So that's why I haven't like actually, you know, locked this piece. But you know what we can do just to sort of have you along for me is we can go here and we pick Yoruichi and let's go for it. We're looking for attack percent or strike percent. That is garbage. Attack percent or strike percent. Slash percent is nothing. Let's just go them all. See what we get. Slash percent is nothing in these other subsets. If you're wondering like how I quickly sort of craft gear or even just like lock gear, it's check main stat, check for crit rate, check for accompanying stat. So slash damage could be something, but you know, we know that this is a strike stamp, so it's basically nothing. Then we look for crit, then we look for crit damage, no crit damage, then we look for attack percent, no attack percent, etc, etc. So we just really quickly, HP, nope. Defense percent, nope. Actually, So I said before, defense percent might be something you actually want later on in the game, just in case they come out with a character who scales using defense or scales using HP. But in this case, defense percent, crit rate, def here, it's just not good enough. We could actually take another look at this, just not good enough. Defense percent, crit rate, defense percent. I'm actually going to lock this because, like I said, if they create a character who scales off of their crit or their defense, this could actually be a pretty good piece of gear. And attack. Oh, there it is. Let's go ahead and lock that. So now we can do a little crafting, and I'll do that in front of you. So that is good enough. It's certainly better than this one. Let's go equip. So we're looking for it to hit anything but HP. I actually think all of these stats are usable but HP. And boom. Okay, that's fine. That's the worst one, but it's fine. Easily the worst one, but it's fine. That's the second best one, I'd say, so that's pretty good. Oh, it hit defense, or HP rather. Ugh, that's the actual worst one. And we can't raise them anymore. So 25, an even spread. Not worth starring up, even though it would give everything 111 more, which is just not enough. But attack percent, attack, that should raise her up quite a bit. Yeah, 39,494. So on the way to 40,000. We could probably get her there. Finishing off her skills, maybe. Is there anything else we could pump? We could give her a boundary increase. We do want to actually replace this. I guess this is the other piece we want to sort of replace. Is ultimate charge rate, I just don't think is as good as just hitting someone really hard. And this is probably good enough. But we'll have to see. I would like to, if you're wondering, like, well, why don't you use this piece of gear? Attack percent's good, crit rate's good. I would like a third, like, substat that is matching. So when you look at, like, upgrades for your gear, check this out right here. 3 crit damage hits. This is kind of worth 6-starring, because this is an absurd piece of gear. You could also look at something like here, which is this is my first 6-star. It gets crit rate because it's 6-star. 2 ultimate charge, 3 crit damage. That's an absurd piece of gear. And then this one is also worth 6-starring because it would be an attack, crit damage, and crit rate piece. All in one, right? So that's kind of where I'm going. Whereas, yeah, it's just not enough with this. And this is 3 defense. It's just so pathetic. So that is what I'm farming as of right now when it comes to Bleach Soul Resonance. I know that's just like a little aside for anyone who wants to, like, get a grasp of how to actually spend your resources. So every time I come into this game, and it's 10 p.m. right now as of recording this, so at 1 a.m. I'll come in here, I'll actually, do my Uncharted Realm. I'm going to be pushing for more Yoruichi pieces to hopefully fill out her gear, and when I'm done with that, I'll probably be dipping into supplies to raise my con, because I'm slowly running out of con again, and get more stamp materials if I need them, because stamp materials is an endless grind. You always need stamp materials, dude. But yeah, Bleach Soul Resonance doing amazing as always. Thanks for watching if you did. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the club. We all go make it, and peace out.